Hello there, my name is Mitch Cooper and I will be speaking to you today about a potential idea for doing reading comprehension groups. I have focused specifically on grades 5 and 6 with this particular example. Basically, what you can use this resource for is a guideline on how to set up reading comprehension groups within your grade 5-6 classroom. According to Lowe et al., 2009, comprehension involves understanding, evaluating, and responding to texts. When readers comprehend, they actively interpret, integrate experiences, concepts, and ideas, critique, draw inferences, analyze, and make connections. Comprehension results in a sense of satisfaction when readers know they've attained meaning and gone beyond processing the superficial and surface features of texts. What a teacher should be looking to do with their reading comprehension groups is providing experiences for their students in which they can practice and improve, obviously, their reading comprehension in various areas through different activities. The examples will proceed. Firstly, we are going to split your classroom into 4 groups of students. I would personally choose groupings with mixed abilities during the students in terms of their reading comprehension, as it allows for students to feed from each other during various activities. Reading group 1 is going to be the teacher group. Within the teacher group, the teacher may have one of the groups, so say 5-6 children, up in maybe the back of the classroom, and as a group you're going to read through a piece of text and do some work with that text. The instructions on how to do that are as follows. Step 1 is predicting. Within this we're going to, for example, show the students the texts, subheadings, pictures from within the text we're going to be reading and have them predict what they think the piece of text might be about or what might happen. Step 2 is reading. We will actually read the text with the students. This can be done in various ways. You can have one student read to the rest of the group. You can have the students read silently to themselves, or you as the teacher can read to the group. Depending on the situation, it's always good to mix things up in this reading section. Step 3 is clarifying. This is a time for the students to ask any questions to the teacher they would like about the text that you've just read. Example, what did this particular word mean? How is this word pronounced? Why is this so? Etc., etc. Step 4 is questioning. In the questioning section, you can ask students various questions about the text and what's happened, and this can be a great way to determine whether they've actually comprehended what they've actually just read. This can be a really good assessment tool when it comes to assessing students' comprehension of reading. Step 5 is summarising. This is just another way that as a teacher you can assess and determine the comprehension that's happened from reading the text. You could ask students to summarise what they've just read. You could ask them to summarise various points, highlight particular pieces of information they found relevant, etc. The final step is step 6, being swap leaders. At this point, you could then potentially move on to a new article, new piece of text, and there could be a new leader, so you could have another person in the group lead. This step is not 100% necessary. I like to, at this point in time, continue on further with reading comprehension and a way of further assessing this by giving a related worksheet to the topic or a related task. The sheet you can see here on natural disasters is just a way that students could, for example, if reading an article on natural disasters, they could then fill out various information by referring back to the text and then showing the teacher and themselves that they've actually taken something from what they've read. Reading tasks 2 and 3 are straight out comprehension tasks. These should be tasks that are individual, as in the students work on them individually, and they should be completed within the allotted time slot. So you need to have a specific time in which you want your students to be able to complete the tasks. Examples of comprehension tasks that I have used basically include straight out reading comprehension, where it goes from you'll give the students a set piece of text, an article, a story, etc. They can then independently read that and then use what they've read to answer written questions. The idea behind this is you want your students to be making significant and important connections between the questions that they are being asked and what they've just read. You are looking for students to use evidence from the text and be able to explain their answers fully, as this is a great indicator of students having higher or good skills in reading comprehension at a grade 5-6 level. Reading task group 4 can potentially be own book activities. By own book activities, I mean students might be reading a book at home, or they should be reading in my classroom. For example, every night at home they'll be reading a book, and they can then do various creative tasks based on what it is they're reading at home. It's just another way to assess reading comprehension whilst also showing that they have actually been reading at home and can prove that through various creative tasks. One example of a task created around an own book could be the story cube. The story cube has specific instructions on being able to list specific characters, themes, events from within the story and produce it onto a story cube. Another would be a certificate, anything like this. Okay, so there's really a never-ending amount of activities that you could make up for yourself or find from relevant resources in terms of assessing comprehension through your own book activities. Essentially, these are meant to be more of a fun activity for your students, so they have something maybe to look forward to when doing their reading rotations. In summary, you can now use this potentially as a basis in a way that you could, in your own classroom, create reading groups and create specific tasks to improve and assess student comprehension. This is obviously just one example of many ways that you could do this, and it's obviously very lenient in the content that you teach and choose to use. But feel free to use it. If you were interested in downloading the printable reading cards for groups 1, so for the teacher group, you can just refer to the website that is in the reference list. Thank you.